Hey yo, GOAT format players, it's Skill Brown Magician here, and it's day number 5 of the Halloween special. And I can't believe it's already day number 5, and I figured I better bring the spice, so I have none other than Pandemonium Gate. So this is a crazy combo deck using some Halloween themed cards. You have this Warrior of Zera, right? You can check out his card art here. He's a wandering warrior who seeks the sanctuary where he can gain the power of the archlords to escape the temptation of evil fiends. He fights solo day by day, but when he opens Pandemonium, you can see Warrior of Zera there. He turns into Mazera Duel, who just so happens to be our boss monster. His effect is he can't be normal summoned or set, so he gets skipped over when you use something like Reasoning or Monster Gate. His effect is he can't be special summoned except by tributing one face-up Warrior of Zera on your side of the field while Pandemonium is on the field. If you fulfill those requirements and you special summon him while Pandemonium's on the field, your opponent discards 3 random cards from their hand. Yes, so they just get rid of 3 random cards from their hand. It's pretty crazy, and we're running some spice to go with this tributing effect that he does with Warrior of Zera. So for our other Reasoning Gate suspects, we obviously have DMOC. We run 1 copy of Genzo, 3 copies of Warrior of Zera. You're trying to see him right away. Seeing him in hand is good. Injection Fairy Lily, because it's a level 3, it's a normal summon, and then you can put massive pressure on your opponent, and they're never going to call on level 3. And you can even use it defensively too. We have Cyber-Stein as a 1-of, it's a level 2. And then we have a Snatch Steal, we have Double Rhoda, because we're really trying to thin our monster lineup of Warrior of Zera. We have Double Last Will, which is some of the spice here. We have Triple Pandemonium. We don't care for its field spell effect. All we're using it for is to activate Mazera Duel's special summoning requirement, and then to get Mazera Duel's effect. We have Double Terraforming to search out the Pandemonium. We have Triple Scapegoat. We have Triple Reasoning, Triple Monster Gate, 1 Heavy Storm, and then we have 2 Giant Trunade, so we have 3 back row removal, and Double Trunade to combo off with the Premature Burial. We have 2 Monster Reincarnation, because it goes really well with Mazera and Warrior of Zera. And then we obviously have our Trinity and Double Knock. So let's go into the stratagems. If you guys have been enjoying the content, leave me a like or sub, and you'll see even spicier content tomorrow and on Sunday as well. Okay, so for the stratagems, we have a small Reasoning Gate lineup just because we have only 7 monsters total that you're going to be bringing out with using Monster Gate or Reasoning. And what's nice is that 5 of those 7 monsters are normal summonable. So a lot of times in Reasoning Gate decks, you have bricks in hand. You have things like, Air Knight Parshath. You have like Chaos Sorcerers in hand that you can't use yet. But here in this deck, we have to run the triple Zera, and he's 1600 attack, 1600 defense, so it's not bad. You can set him, and he'll soak up some attacks. He can even block a Breaker the Magical Warrior with a token removed. It can even block Tribe, at least for the battle phase. And yeah, so 5 of the 7 monsters are normal summonable, Cyber-Stein, and then obviously we have Injection Fairy Lily. So I mentioned this in the deck profile, but here in the stratagems, this is why we stick around. Zera and Mazera can activate Last Will's effect to special summon a Stein or a Lily. Something that I noticed about this deck is that it just doesn't have a lot of power. It doesn't have enough damage output, and that really kind of hinders the deck because it leaves your opponent with few cards in hand, but they're able to gain their resources back, and you're not able to close them out because you have to use so many cards to go into your play. So I really wanted to just take this as far as I could and being able to special summon a Stein or a Lily from deck, it can really open up your plays. Lily obviously can just put down 3,400 damage, which could potentially be a game shot. And then Stein is just, your toolbox. So, yeah, and something about Mazera is it's 2,800 attack, so it is pretty solid. And you can definitely deal some damage with him. We have Stein as our toolbox because it goes into any fusion monster that we need in order to, clear our opponent's uh, monsters. We can go into a Gatling Dragon. We can go into Ryu Senshi to stop traps. There's, Balter. There's just so many things. Obviously, Master of Oz. And then Lily, it's defensive and offensive because you can just sit on it in this deck because you're actually not really using light points in this deck, and you're walling out your opponent a lot with scapegoats or even your face down Warrior of Zeras. So you'll have plenty of light points to use. The only things that cost light points in this deck, I think it's going to be Premature Burial, and then I think there was one other card. Oh, Stein. Yeah, so those are the only two cards that you're really running that make you pay light points. So you should be able to use this effect several times. Also, Monster Reincarnation, it just goes really far in this deck. It grabs back your missing Warrior of Zera. Maybe you don't have your copy of Mazera Deville yet, but let's say you hit Monster Gate or Reasoning. Chances are you're going to mill your Mazera to Graveyard, and then you can pull it back with Monster Reincarnation to go into your play. So let's check it out in action, and we're going to go up against a more traditional version of Reasoning Gate. So I win rock, paper, scissors here, and here's where I'm already excited because I have a terraforming and I have both the combo pieces in hand. So I'm just going to search out all my cards here. I have triple Warrior of Zera, so that means my Monster Gate and Reasoning plays are going to be crazy. But check out this background, you guys. Come on, that's so sick. Like, they're doing some kind of ritual around this portal, and obviously something happens to Warrior of Zera because he turns into this Mazera Deville, and guess what? First turn, and I hit him. Take 3 cards out of their hand. So ridiculous. When you guys hit the combo, you're gonna want to play this deck. It's so fun when you hit it. So here I hit a Sacred Crane and I hit a Jinzo, so I'm not too happy because I hit a light and a dark. But then let's see what the last one is. I hit his Scapegoat, so you know that's going to be good. He has nothing. I really stopped him, and now I just bring out my Injection Fairy Lily, and we're just going to apply pressure. And I have a full bank of light points to use. And now I already brought him down to 1,800. Next turn, let's see what he gets. So this is really nice about it, is Injection Fairy Lily. You got to pay the 2,000, so it makes it a card that's not as good for your opponent to snatch steal. So here, he had nothing. He was able to tribute into his Parshath, but he had nothing, and he scoops. So there we go. Got to see the play go off on our first turn. Here I go up against this 60 card like Highlander deck. I don't know what this guy was playing, but you'll get to see. I get the combo off fairly early. Here I don't have it just yet because I still need to get my Mazera Deville. But you'll see I have Monster Reincarnation, and I do have one copy of Monster Gate. And I used a Rhoda, so now I thinned my lineup for Monster Gate even more. So now there's only one Warrior of Zera in deck. There's a Cyber-Stein, Lily, and D-Mok. So it's a 25% chance I'll hit something. There's a 25% chance I'll hit D-Mok with Gate right now, which is crazy. So fortunately, I have my Scapegoats to protect me from his Donzalug, and he doesn't activate anything, so I draw into the Graceful here, and we're going to go crazy now. So I get rid of 2. I don't need the knock. I don't need my extra copy of Pandemonium. I go into Monster Gate, and it's just like I mentioned. I mill past the Mazera, and I have the reincarnation in hand, so I can do some interesting things. And what do I get? Ooh, I get Cyber-Stein. Okay, that makes things very interesting because now I can go into crazy monsters. I have so much possibility here, and I pay the 5K. I bring out Ryu Senshi, and I sack off my extra copy of Monster Gate because you guys, I got to do the combo for the video, right? So I go Pandemonium, normal summon, Warrior of Zera. I still haven't normal summoned yet, and then I tribute it off, go into Mazera Duel, 3 from hand. Crazy. And he scoops it. So crazy. And you'll see Cyber-Stein, he really just adds pressure because he gets you the card that you need. Here, I didn't have anything to prevent back row, so I was able to get it with Cyber-Stein, and I would have 2 negates on traps, and I just have massive pressure already. So, pretty dope. And I have this game against an Emissary Exodia deck. Man, this one actually really comes down to the wire, and it really comes down to the very last attack. So this is a pretty fun duel, and you'll actually see Warrior of Zera puts in some work for me in this duel. It's pretty funny. I open up 3 again. In the last duel, you saw me get a lot of them. Sorry, I was kind of just speeding through there. But my opponent, he had 1 set, and he's using the Dark Door, which basically makes it so only 1 monster can attack during each battle phase. And right now, I don't really have anything great to attack with. I still don't know what he's playing, so I'm just going in slow with Warrior of Zera, and I have a 2nd copy set. Off to a slower start here, but I have the back row removal, and I even have Premature Burial, which is a nice combo because you can bounce back Premature and then get another special summon, and the monster will stay on field. So he draws into another card, and I'm still kind of just accumulating my pieces. I have Injection Fairy Lily in hand, and let's see if I use the reasoning. I do. He calls 8, and I hit 8 because I have all my copies of War of Zera out. There was literally a 1 in 2 chance he was going to call it. He had a 50-50, and he hit it. So that was kind of a bummer, but I had to do it. And here, he lets it slide. So I flip, War of Zera. And because he called it with reasoning, it gets sent to graveyard, and I had the Premature Burial. So I go Prima, special summon, and now I'm going to go again. I get Giant Trunade because I want to have a follow-up play just in case, and I go for my normal summon with Injection Fairy Lily. And we attack in, and he does Sangan, and this is where I know he's playing Exodia, and he has a ton of cards in hand. And then I just poked into his Emissary, so now he has even more pieces. But here I'm finally able to attack in. And I put him down to 200 life points. He sets up his little board, and here I'm just thinning my deck, and he has 1 back row face down. It's called the Haunted. This is scary. He gets his Sangan back, and then he gets his search because Call of the Haunted, when it's destroyed or when it leaves the field, the monster gets sent to graveyard and Sangan goes off. And then he gets an extra piece. He has Exodia. He has the head. So I don't even know. He doesn't have game yet, but I'm going to go in here, and I have to attack with Demok to be safe. And that saved me the duel. He could have beat me here if I swung in with any of my other monsters. He would have been able to search the last piece of Exodia because he reveals that he has it right here. Yeah, he had all 4 pieces, and if I had poked this emissary with anything else, it would have been game for me. So pretty crazy it came down to the end there. Definitely didn't open well, but I thought it was a cool duel back and forth. Alright, and for the last one, I have a little match for us. It's against a Mirage Knight deck. I'm playing my friend, BM Cool. He's another Yugi tuber. You should check out his channel for sure. He does a lot of product opening, and he even does some GOAT format too. Alright, so I remember he opens pretty strong this game. Yeah, he has Pot and Graceful. He discards a Light and a Dark to Grave. There's the Spice he's running. Mirage Knight. I don't even really know what the card does. Kind of crazy. And he goes Mystic Tomato and one back row. And what do I have? I don't think I really have anything. I'm just going to go search for the field spell. I'm going to go set, end my turn, and I'm going to bring out those scapegoat tokens. He sets 2, and he sets another monster, and he ends his turn. I draw into the Giant Trunade here, and let's see, do I go into my play? No, I say I have 3 tokens. I'm just going to sit on it for a little bit longer, and I'm going to try to milk it as long as I can, install, so I can try to get into another combo piece on my next draw. And here, I'm glad that I waited. So I hit the Reasoning off of the top deck, and I send everything back to hand just to be safe. I go Reasoning first, and we were talking over the phone. I think he called 4. I'm not sure what he called, but I don't think he called 8. So I use Demox effect, and I do level 8, or I get Reasoning back again. And here I'm excited because I have Warrior of Zera, and I have it in graveyard too. So I have Mazera, and here we go into the play. So I discard 1, I get rid of my Monster Gate, and I get Mazera, and now we can go into the play. I'm going to take 3 out of his hand. This effect is so crazy. I've been waiting to get this with Duo. That's why I actually play Duo in this deck, just because it combos with Mazera so well. If you can hit them for like 5 cards, that's just ridiculous. They're not coming back from that. So here we're just rolling for the cards, and I hit his skill drain, which is pretty cool, and I get his knock. And so here I just go for this crazy play. I snatch his skill Dark Magician. That's pretty cool considering I'm skilled Brown Magician. And then I have my normal summon in Injection Fairy Lily, and I just go for this crazy play here. And I know I'm like, okay, he has Tomato, so I'll take it out with my Demock. And I banish it. And unfortunately, he has another Tomato. He brings out his last copy. I swing over it with my Mazera, poke him for 1400, and he brings out his Sangan finally. And I pay the 2000 life points because I just want to put as much damage on him as I can. And now he's at 28, and it's looking okay. He sets everything, and I top deck into Heavy Storm. We were zooming at the time, and you're just like, dude, what the heck? So I top decked the Heavy Storm, and he had Torrential. Everything else was a bluff, so not really much we could do with Torrential since I had a full field, but it was nice to get that back just to be sure about it. So I swing, clear his face down, and then I poke for 34. Let's hope his top deck is good. He draws, and that's game 1. Okay, we go game two. I'm going second now. Let's see if I can pull it off 2 times in a row. He sets two, and it's my turn. I open up with 2 of my Trinity pieces, so I'm pretty happy about that. Discard Pandemonium and Giant Trunade. I go Reasoning, and I hit Demok again. So this is so crazy. So I go into Graceful here, discard 3, and I get the last Trinity piece. I get Pot of Greed, draw 2. I activate Terraforming, and despite all of this crazy comboing that I'm doing, so that was nice. I used Prima. He had no response because I brought out Jinzo. Didn't activate anything. I hit Giant Trunade. Now I have Prima back in hand and Jinzo out. I go Reasoning again. I'm just going for this crazy combo. He called 4 here because he knew I had Demok out. So he called 4. He hit it. And I still just have plays for days. I have Cyber-Stein, and then I bring up Master of Oz because I'm just going for damage here. I tribute off the Cyber-Stein with Monster Gate. Man, this is crazy combo. I get Warrior of Zera, and I decide, you know what, I'm going to Prima out the other copy of Warrior of Zera and activate the field spell just so I can swing in with the field spell active, change the background, right? You know, gotta show for you viewers. Hit him with Delinquent Duel, because why not? Put myself at 400 life points, and then we go in, banish, get rid of his Mystic Tomato, and that's what saves me. I'm able to swing in with Master of Oz, Jinzo, and then double Warrior of Zera, and that's game. So super crazy combo. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This deck's really fun to play when you get the combo, when you see Mazera Duel come out, that spooky looking card. You have the field spell active, gets you in the Halloween mood. Look at that pumpkin orange, right? It even has that green too. So this is a super fun deck to play. Love the artwork, love the field spell. I love getting rid of 3 of my opponent's cards and then still comboing off with things like Injection Fairy Lily and Cyber-Stein. I hope you guys enjoy this. We have 2 deck profiles left. If you guys have been enjoying this, let me know in the comments below. All right, I'll see you guys in day number 6's profile. Take care. Peace.